second inning before giving up 43 straight home runs. Round about the 30th hit was when the crowd...
Would the owner of a faded pink Ford Fiesta with vanity plates reading "Da Big Daddy" please report to the front desk?
There we go. I figured it out. That means we're live. Nothing I can do about it. It has been pressed. Here we go. What a thrill. I'm going to have this on for a monitor, and then we're going to start the game here in just a minute. All right, looks good.
Mr. Robert De Niro. We'll have attractive young people of your sexual preference and feed you grapes and Wackerson and Snurr.
Okay, I've got live chat going now.
And then shot up a warning flare.
Here we go. Let's try to get some.
He was later penalized for excessive end zone celebration.
I want some of my.
Yeah, we got a hot one. Everybody at the ready.
Cooking with the
Here we go.
Norse gods. Cooking
We're going in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm Donnie. If you like, I can explain the instructions
For
to the
those
best
of you
of
who
my
don't know,
You do, I'd be happy to pleasure you.
this is for
You
you.
will see a question. When you know the answer in Serpitude, select the boutonniere next to it. There is a timer, so the sooner you buzz in, the more Sumerians you will make. Or revanquish.
We're almost at go. 10 seconds.
Bye, Curious.
Check lasers, please.
Okay,
6, 5.
Let's go to black.
here we go. Fade away.
Taste the memory.
Oh,
I'm Cookie, and I just finished my screenplay, Babe 3, Pig in Space. Will you be my Facebook friend? And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored
Gentlemen, here we
by
go.
Soup in a cone.
Okay.
Because people buy that's repackaged into cute containers.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our
Soup in a
sponsor to
cone.
win
Here
a
we go.
fabulous prize and big cash. And right this
Come on.
way. Right off the bat, your shirt looks sheepish. Which of the following could accurately be accused of being a wolf in sheep's clothing? Wolf Blitzer in a Kemp bikini? Virginia Woolf in cashmere culottes? Wolf Van Halen
Angora
in...
sheep, right?
Look, we'd all love to
Is it
see
mohair?
that, but it doesn't make the answer any more right.
Mohair.
No, I'll get this.
Kemp?
Kemp is a fiber that helps make up the wool fleece of a sheep.
Okay.
In CNN's poll on who wore the Kemp bikini best, the sheep came away with 98% of the vote. Why not try? This wedding is too big and fat. Suppose a sequel were made to my big fat Greek wedding where the bride and groom are seen signing a ketubah. What would the movie most likely be called? My big fat Italian wedding? My big fat Jew... Oh, honestly.
Got the wrong answer.
Now,
That's got to be it.
ketubah is a
Italian
type of
wedding's got to be the
prenuptial
wrong
agreement
answer.
signed
Italian
for
wedding
Jewish
suit.
weddings. You know, it's just like in that Kanye West song, Gold Digger. If you
on,
ain't no
Italian
punk,
wedding
holla,
suit.
we want ketubah. Italian wedding is actually a type of soup.
Yes!
And speaking of soup, you've won a waffle
Knew
cone
it.
filled with clam chowder from our friends at Soup in a Cone. Say goodbye to
Knew it.
spoons and say hello to convenience with Soup in a Cone. This wrong answer of the game just got you an extra 4,000 smackers. Congratulations.
Cha-ching. The chicken.
And on its way,
Yeah, dis
the
or dat?
grammatically correct Dr. Seuss. When would Horton Hears a Who be titled Horton Hears a Whom? When Horton hears a preposition, when Horton hears the
God.
subject of a clause, when Horton hears the object of a clause, or when Horton heard the past tense.
Past tense?
You might want to start referring to your score in the past tense. One right answer coming up. Who is used when you refer to the subject of a clause, and whom is used to refer to the object of a clause? I avoid the whole who versus whom debate by never asking questions, except when I'm hosting trivia games. Here we have, sometimes dogs die. Growing up, I had a dog named Chipper. What a good dog. But eventually, my parents had to send him away to live on a big farm with other dogs. It makes me feel good to think of Chipper today at 34 years of age, still running around on that big farm. What famous movie dog does not end up getting sent away to live on a big farm with other dogs in his film? Marley, Bolt, Old Yeller, or Hooch? Bolt survives until the end of his movie, unlike Marley, Old Yeller, and Hooch, who also survive. They just get sent away to a big farm with other dogs, right? Right?
Right.
I've never been able to find this big farm, but I'd love to visit it sometime. Get another chance to see Chipper and my grandparents.
Old farm. Grandpa's
Let's try. Don't chop down that tree to make that log flume. And it's a dis or dat.
There's your dis or dat. Bow. Okay.
I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a U.S. national park or a U.S. amusement park. If it's a national park, press the square button. If it's an amusement park, press your circle button. Ah, you're familiar with the dis or dat.
We are.
Perfect. Kings Canyon, Kings Dominion, Kings Island, Isle Royale,
National?
Carowinds,
National.
Cedar Point, Voyageurs.
Not bad. 6 out of 7 ain't bad.
Ooh, almost. If you had a little more respect for nature, perhaps you would have done better. I always thought Kings Canyon was an amusement park. I guess that would explain why the guy dressed up as a bear devoured my cousin when she gave him a hug. That's all we got for round 1. And you're in pretty good shape for now. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. Let's see what's in store.
Let's make some money. 6 is a robot. Oh, thank
This
you,
one's
robot.
called Hang Tenure, Dude. Suppose I were forced by some really nerdy pirates to walk the max plank. Based on his work, what kind of waves could I expect to dive into? Heat waves, tidal waves, electromagnetic waves, or new wave?
Go.
Getting colder. Correct answer, show yourself. Max
pardon me, that
Planck
was
was
my-
a German physicist
plan
famous
B.
for the universal constant, which states the relationship between electromagnetic waves and the energy in that wave, or quanta.
Oh, he's just
Or
a
as a
quantum.
pirate might call it, quanta. Open wide for, I just need a little Space Invaders. If the aliens that crashed at Roswell had said, take us to your leader, which state capital would they have been taken to? Albuquerque, El Paso, Santa Fe, or Washington, D.C.?
No, that's Texas.
Who else thinks that El Paso is in New Mexico?
It's
Nobody?
Albuquerque, wasn't it?
Okay, that means you're dumb.
Santa Fe.
The correct answer is
I'm stupid.
Roswell is in New Mexico,
I
and the
knew it
capital
was
of New
Santa Fe.
Mexico is Santa Fe.
I knew it was Santa Fe.
The best thing about taking the aliens to Santa Fe is, if they have plans to take over the planet, we could easily bore them to death at the Santa Fe Museum of International Folk Art.
Really?
Locking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
So stupid.
Coming
So
up
good.
next, stand-up sitcoms.
Okay.
It's the
And I'm offering a cool 1,000 to anybody who gets it right. Put these classic sitcoms in order of their number of seasons going from least to most. Friends, Seinfeld, Frasier. Frasier, Friends, Seinfeld, Friends, Frasier, Seinfeld, Seinfeld, Friends, Frasier, or Seinfeld, Frasier, Friends. It's so
What is it?
obvious. Seinfeld ran for 9 seasons, Friends for 10, and Frasier for a whopping 11 seasons.
Oh, I had that.
I think the moral of this story is if you want your show to run for a long time, have a one-word title that describes a person or people on the show. That is, unless it's a show called Joey. Next up, a dysfunctional family outing. If Ansel Adams were a photographer for the Sears Family Portrait Studio, what iconic backdrop would he put behind his subjects? The Florida wetlands, lighthouses in Maine, Yosemite National Park, or the
guy? Or is he Yosemite?
Were you thinking of this one? Adams was famous for his photographs of the American West, specifically Yosemite National Park. And if you thought he did excellent work with pastoral views, you should have seen what he did with a family of 5 wearing matching turtlenecks.
Let me never let me go.
Oh, I love when the
Why
demon
not
name
try
comes out. That's pretty
a
funny.
gift from above?
Okay, what do we got?
Suppose you're walking in a park and a bird flies above and shits on you. Which of these suspicious-looking birds is the most likely culprit? The ostrich with the fake mustache, the emu in the baseball hat, the flamingo in the Groucho Marx glasses,
Flamingo,
or
because the rest don't fly.
of these 4 birds, the flamingo is the only one who can fly. But if this ever
Can't
happens
drop
to you,
turds
check to
from
see if there are
the
any little
ground.
kids playing in the trees above you.
Yeah, we know the jack attack. For those you don't know, you gotta match
all
2
about the
clues.
attack. Lovely.
You gotta hit
Here's
X.
your
Here we go.
clue. Where's this statue? The statues of myself are placed strategically
got?
throughout the studio. Good luck.
That's New York. Harbor. In bed. The island. Take that. Statue? Oh, that's... Yes. Museum at Bed. Supreme Court. Yes. Or U.S. courthouses. I guess I never really watched it. Right there, okay. Let's do our fast. We'll come back around. Restaurant. Yes. Boom. How'd we do? First game back.
There you have it!
Under my old name.
So, your score was just average. Look on the bright side. At least you know nobody's your friend strictly for your smarts. That's comforting, right?
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
All right, give me the hate sign if you're interested in more playage.
Fact. All babies are beautiful.
Just testing this really quick, taking a
Tanning
listen.
beds are
Wonder how it does.
dangerous. Fact. Those last 2 facts are false.
All right, let's do another one. I hope it's working out okay. If it's not, sorry. I'm doing the best I can. This is my first stream back, where I can actually have stuff set up, especially my PS3. This old, I'm looking forward to really. I've almost got all the. See, there's that one's got the little present. It's got the download means it's a download episode. The check mark means. Pardon me, I've played it, and the present means that I've gotten the secret wrong answer of the game. So I've gotten all those. So now I need Professor Impressor's pre-completed crosswords. Okay, so there's 4 episodes to do here. Let's see how it does.
Okay, looks like our player is all set.
Let's do it.
Something's burning. We're almost in places. 10 seconds.
Best of luck.
Test vibration.
Oh, it's gonna test my vibration. There it goes.
6, 5,
Go to black.
4.
Okay.
This is Cookie, the host with the blowst. Host with the blowst. That has to be a typo.
But
Couldn't get anyone to join you, huh? Yeah, I know how you feel. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Professor Impressor's pre-completed crossword puzzles. Hey, when you buy a Rubik's Cube, it's already solved for you.
All right, let's get this party started.
Let's see here. What pre-completed crossword puzzles?
Right off the top, this salsa is spicy as hell. If Dante made a spicy hot taco dip inspired by the circles of hell in Dante's Inferno, what would Dante's hot taco dip be called? 3-layer hot taco dip, 6-layer hot taco dip, 7-layer... There are 9 circles of hell in Dante's Inferno. Although in Dante's recipe, 3 of the layers are really just different types of mayonnaise. Coming up, life isn't always Ren Fair. In keeping with historical chronology, what carnival event should take place after the Renaissance Fair? The Romanesque Expo, the Gothic Pageant, the Baroque Fest, or the Hellenistic Gala?
Gothic?
Tell me, honestly, how many kids in black eyeliner are gonna go to a pageant? Next time, try this. Gothic, Hellenistic, and Romanesque all fell before the Renaissance period. The Baroque period, however, was after.
We'll know what the half.
$30 to get in, $8 for food, $20 for souvenirs. They should call it the Baroque Fest. Sorry, I hate the Baroque period.
Is it Roman or Helvetica? Because Helvetica is what they... Like a lot of newspapers.
Up next, no Super Cop is an island. What do RoboCop and the landmass known as Manhattan have in common? They were both named after a tribe, they both reside in New York, they're both partially man-made, or they're both owned by a corporation. That's what I've been telling people for years. Manhattan is secretly owned by one organization and it's run by Cylons. This would have worked. RoboCop is a half-man, half-machine created by scientists, and 1/3 of the island on which Lower Manhattan sits was actually constructed by man in the 19th century. And strangely, both kind of smell like fish. Here's a good one. Feathers of our country. And it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's the first name of a U.S. vice president or a duck. If it's a vice president, press the square button. If it's a duck, press your circle button. Or we could just get started. Millard, Mallard, Aylesbury, Alvin, Buff, Eldridge, Dick. Couldn't quite put it all together, huh? You're perfect vice president material.
Well, that's great.
Damn, I could have used Dan Quayle as a boat.
Oh, Dan Quayle. That's right, they have some of those dis or dats where it could be...
This one's known as, this question packed in oil. If Charlie the Tuna were made into sushi, what would he be called? Charlie Hamachi, Charlie Kazunoko, Charlie Maguro, or Charlie Cullum? When ordering sushi, Maguro is tuna. Charlie the Tuna made me uncomfortable. Why would I want to eat a fish that can talk? Shouldn't it be studied by scientists instead? So we can figure out how to make it shut up and then eat it? That'll bring an end to our first round. And you've got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. And keep in mind, the wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting for you. Okay, how about it?
I'm trying to get the wrong answer, all the wrong answers for this Jack Pack 1. So probably...
How about, don't be so docu-dramatic.
What happens here?
If the History Channel did a docudrama about the historical figure named John Chapman, what might you see him doing on screen? Slaughtering sheep and cattle?
Putting letters into boxes.
Watch how easy this is.
Right there.
John
It's right
Chapman,
there.
better known by his nickname of Johnny Appleseed, would be seen planting
Got it.
seeds on the History Channel's incredibly well-acted docudrama about his life. And just to make it more exciting, maybe they could take some creative liberties and show him fighting his arch-nemesis, Jimmy Kiwi Rind. He wouldn't put letters into boxes. And you won't have to put letters in boxes either, since you just won a book of Professor Impressor's pre-completed crossword puzzles. Why take the time to do them when you can look smart instantly? Don't be a wild guesser with Professor Impressor. Today's wrong answer of the game is accompanied by an $8,000 cash bonus. Have at it.
Thank you.
Take a good
Put your
look
mosh
at
pit on.
bong, bong,
Oh, no,
bong.
420.
If a clock tower only rings its bell on the hour, but rings out the entire time on each hour, you know, one ring at 1 o'clock, 2 rings at 2, 3 at 3, etc., what would happen over 24 hours? 56 angels get their wings, 106 angels get their wings, 156 angels get their wings, or 206 angels get their wings. Watch the clock. And every time I make
It's
this
156,
noise, a
isn't
player loses cash.
It's 156.
Here's where the money is. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. And a clock tower that marks the hour with a bell ring rings 156 times a day. Angels also get their wings when you ring a hotel desk bell. That's why every time I see one, I ding it multiple times. Yeah, the people who work at the hotel love it.
Pull out
I'm sure they do.
Out of mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
I call this one, Beauty
Stop sipping
is
on
in
that.
the
I gotta pee
Jedi
really
of the
bad.
Beholder. What might you see if
One
the
for
Galactic
now.
Empire forced everybody in the Star Wars universe to wear clothes with Empire waists? Luke's lightsaber hooked below the
Empire
waist,
waists
Chewie's
are-
crossbow hung at regular waist level, Han's blaster holstered above the waist. In the fashion universe, an Empire waistline lies above the natural waistline. And speaking of
Ooh-wee.
fashion, I am against the
Will
wearing
I
of
break
animal skins,
30,000
unless it's
this
my
round?
Ewok fur
Let's
coat. Buck her up for nicest of the nice. Man, I am so stuffed from eating all that food. It's times like these I always think of the people who really dedicated their lives to helping the less fortunate. Well, either that or who's gonna get voted off Big Brother.
What we got? What we got, Cookie?
Okay, let's see what this fortune cookie says right here. I bet it's a good one. You have a heart of gold. No, it's true. I do. Now, if I wanted to be both gold-hearted and titanium-hearted, who would I model myself after? Gandhi, Princess Diana, Mother Teresa, or Mr. Rogers? There are different types of people on this great earth. Some, like Gandhi, have hearts of gold, and others, like you, have brains of poo. Allow me.
That was my second choice.
Mother Teresa had
That
a
was
heart
my
of gold,
plan.
yes. But after suffering her
I should've
second heart
trusted my gut.
attack,
I'm like,
Mother Teresa had a pacemaker
Teresa
put in
seems too obvious.
1989.
Seems
And those
too
are made
obvious.
of titanium. Yeah, I mean, apparently a normal human heart cannot handle being filled with so much kindness and goodwill. Which is a lesson to us all.
Hold me, never let me go.
Here's one for you. There's a skull fragment in the buffet. What would the death toll be if some Boston market employees recreated the Boston Massacre with chickens? 5 rotisserie cooked cadavers, 52 gravy-covered corpses. Gravy-covered
514.
corpses. Smart people choose this. The Boston Massacre occurred in 1770 when British troops opened fire on a crowd of citizens, killing 5 people. Kill 5 chickens yourself,
I
get
would've
2 free
answered it.
sides.
30,000 may not be happening this round. I'll be shocked. I have to do really well on the attack. Do the attacks, I'm gonna stop streaming after this.
Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it.
Oh, I've gotta
Sorry,
pee like a
here you
champ.
go. Franchise killers.
Okay.
Who's the slasher? Good luck.
What we got? Okay, here we go. Oh, that was just it. It's the killer of the movie. It was right there in the first one. Come on. I can do this. Now it's Chucky. Come on, Chucky. Chucky's a love song. Saw it right there. That's Jason. I know Jason's mom in the first one. But I hate when they do that J, because they know you're going to pick the J. You know they're playing on you. This is Mike Myers. Powers. Random murder. There it is. Leprechaun, Leatherface. Oh, I've got keys now. Leprechaun, that's the Leprechaun. Warwick Davis. Slashio murder. There it is. And Freddy. Freddy. I got a key. Here we go. Here's our finale. Here it is.
That's the game!
Told you I was gonna get 36.
Well done.
I did
That was
30.
so good it was almost scary, like a horror film.
Very
Except
good.
there was no obligatory sex scene.
Very good.
Boring.
You still don't know Jack.